Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. Turn up the love. See all the streaks of light because of the time change. The light coming in through the window in front of me was quite bright this morning, so I had to tone it down a bit. But gotta love the time changes. I really do like the fallback one because it's easier for me. All right. We've got a very interesting reading for a very interesting month moving forward into this oncoming holiday season and then the new year. So, what does Archangel Michael want to bring through? First card, the one that came before any of the others, was the Flower of Life card. Looks to me a little like lavender with the little white butterflies. And then the message is not what you expect, which is usually a pretty good thing because generally what we're expecting and focusing on isn't always our highest and best possibilities. Today, you may not be able to see or feel the wonderment of you. A limited belief or pattern you hold within you is covering up the truth of you. Someone or something will enter your life and reflect back to you the wonderment and truth of you. It may be disguised as something you don't like, for we are well trained in noticing what irks us. But know that at the heart of all experience is love. So let all come to you. You are safe. Don't resist anything and use your free choice and will, you choosing, and focus on what makes you feel good. You are on your way of feeling the marvelous wonderment of love. So, not what you're expecting is there's a whole different month where we've entered into a whole different set of energies. And the generality, the general guidance of this reading is it's not what you expect. So, what is it looking like? Well, first, you've got to be willing to take a risk of putting your heart's desire into action. Because here's the truth: what you desire desires you. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on all that you desire, or are you focusing on all that isn't in place around what you desire? The fact that it hasn't shown up yet. We are very amazingly powerful beings in the process of our thinking and focus. And so we want to focus on what we want moving forward in this world we are creating. We really have to get down to the micro level, the level of us, in order to create this world we desire, because we are the creators of it in our energy. So, one of the things interesting that the flower oracle wanted to come in strongly. The very first thing with that, it's not what you expect. Then this little beautiful magic fairies card is spend time with flowers and in nature. Allow them to start helping your healing process. And really part of this message is to just slow down a bit. Don't be so caught up in this fray of this very frantic energy that is happening throughout the world. It is us who are directing what us's show up in the world. What part of us shows up? The one that wants to just get in and dive in and bicker and be divisive and put out those posts on Facebook because that makes you so much more powerful when you're railing against something. And instead, what you're doing is creating more of what you really don't want in the world. And trust me, you're not going to change anybody's mind by your ardent political post because God is on your side. It does not matter what the universe, what collective is happening. What matters is what you're doing with you inside you. And everything you tune into is conspiring to create the imbalance or balance. So the way to better balance is to go inward, to get quiet, to disengage from the crap, start watching programs that are fun, lighthearted, and joyful. If that's where you spend time, start looking for those kind of posts. Facebook is very much in alignment with the universe in that what you start focusing on is what they put in front of you, what you speak about. We were talking the other day. I mean, very briefly about the possibility of implants from my husband's mouth. And immediately on his feed, implant videos, advertisement showed up. So the universe listens to you in the same way. If you keep telling yourself all that you're not, rather than getting out, getting in touch with the grounding aspect of nature in some way, whether it's just taking a walk, whether it's standing with your feet on the ground, back against a tree, feet in the water, sitting by a river, the lake, the ocean, do that. That is a very calming, healing aspect. Good morning. Can we set good energy for safe travels to Jeannie and Nina, who are driving to Salt Lake City, and healing energy to Nina, who will be undergoing a medical procedure? Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Nina is an incredibly powerful artist, and she has had some huge physical challenges. So please join in safe travels for them as they travel 5 or 6 hours. So you want to take a leap of faith. You want to just step off in trust that you disengaging from all the things that cause you strife and unhappiness will bring to you more balance. Oh, sorry, I've got pieces of my skin on my lip that are bugging me. And in order to gain more balance, getting outside next to some form of nature is a great way to allow that balance, and certainly get off the screens, quit listening to all the YouTube videos that are telling you these dire things that are coming, whatever they are, whether it's political, whether it's readers, seers. Go in for your own wisdom. That is a huge part of what you're doing now. Accessing your inner strength and inner wisdom. Quit listening to what everybody else is telling you. Receive from the angels. Open, willing, and ready. Guide me. Shimmering wings of angels, embrace me with love. And they will guide you if you are open, willing, and ready to receive that guidance. Receive from the angels. We all have them around us, but until we invite them in, they cannot interfere because we are autonomous. And inviting them in, they're not going to move us around the chessboard, but they are going to give us little hints, awarenesses, little moments of clarity, things that are going to help us in this interesting walk. So receiving from the angels, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition energy. Receptivity, this is the goddess Hathor. That time of getting out into nature is a great time of receptivity. When you keep getting fed from everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you are allowing them into your field. And sometimes that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's not, because you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube. But if you keep that as your guiding light, you're thrown from pillar to post. I mean, there's a couple of people I've looked at and gone, ooh, man, I can hardly watch anyone right now on YouTube, especially the light workers, way showers, the predictors. And if you want to be thrown from pillar to post, you can go look at 4 of them and they'll all tell you something different, and they're competing in their messages, and rarely are they lovely, sweet, uplifting messages. Sensationalism sells there too. So tune in with your gut. Is this in your highest and best interest? What do you want to do now? Be receptive towards living your highest intention when you came into this life. Your work at focus is shifting. This is new career. And this isn't necessarily a job. This can be a new passion. This can be just a new way of, well, I'm trying to get it to the light's not shining too bad, of walking through the world. A new way of looking at this world, this life, this existence. And you getting quiet, going inward, maybe outside. Mr. Jack and I will take a walk later. He came in the office this morning for the reading. I'm having tea now. This new way of living is going to offer you greater inside peace, greater inner peace, inner focus, inner awareness. And that is a huge payoff for that, especially right now as we're going faster and faster into this creation of new earth. We can be the ones that slow it down, keep it less smooth, make it more prickly, more razor edge, or we can be the ones who usher it in with an energy of peace, comfort, ease that we keep choosing. And we're not always going to be there. The title of this is I don't even remember, but it's basically grumpiness, irritability, reactivity. That's up right now with the cosmic energies, the alignments coming in, this full moon that is coming in a day or two. These are huge for those energies because they're bringing us the awareness of what is unsettled within us. And a lot of times that makes us feel grumpy or judgmental of others or intolerant of others. So, what is it you're feeling? Yesterday, I was going in to do readings, and I had to visit a friend first in the hospital, and then I went to another friend's for coffee. I mean, it's going to be a great day. I'm on my way in, and I'm grouchy. I'm just irritable. It's like people are bugging me on the road, and whew, and I'd already done my quiet time, my breathing work, all of that. So know that we are still going to feel things that we may be wondering about because it's like, wait a minute, I did this work this morning. I should be peaceful but we are human. What we want to do is examine within us what it's bringing up. What is here for us? What is this irritability about? Why did I just snap at someone for no real reason for anything they've done? Own that. Own that you're a human. Go apologize. And it's not your business whether they accept it or not. And quit whining. I'm not sure why that came out or who that's for. But yeah, go in and start healing. Go in and start examining, because every interesting, not really fun thing coming up in us is for us to examine because it is still present in our field and it is something that we can heal. We can release. We can move on without. Good morning, Stephanie. Yeah, she's feeling so angry and no reason why. Yeah, it's just like grumpy. It happens. It is for us to then work on what that energy is about. Go in and question, expecting miracles. Miracles are blossoming in my life. That expectation on a regular basis allows you to see the miracles that are coming by you. And oftentimes miracles are not, it won't come into, there it is. Miracles are blossoming in my life. Miracles are not what we're thinking. We're thinking of this huge happening that is so out of the realm of possibility that that's a miracle. There are just little tiny miracles everywhere if you choose to see them. When I went to Oral Roberts University, that was his biggest thing, is miracles are coming at you every day. You just need to reach out and grab them. And it was like, okay. But the truth is, there are so many miraculous possibilities. The beauty of autumn is a miracle of just watching all go from green to red to orange to gold to burgundy and enjoying that. That is a miracle. If it didn't happen that way, that would be a catastrophe because the changing would not be happening. So miracles are not always what you think, but be open to some pretty amazing little shifts that kind of seem impossible. So expect miracles. And then fairness. Fairness is that thing that balances inside you. And we cannot offer fairness and justice to others if we do not have it in ourselves. Hopefully this will come into focus. My little camera. It's not real expensive, so it takes a little bit of time for it to focus. There. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. This may be an external situation, but given the nature of this message, it is about you inside. There are things within us that have felt imbalanced and unjust that have affected us throughout our life. And likely those things are coming up again. Full moons are great for that, for the shadow energy. And know that When you choose to bring yourself back into balance, to heal what can be healed from this energy that has come up because you need to know it's still present. How can I grow, expand, and learn from this? And then you can choose to release the imbalance and bring in the justice, the balance, the fairness. You know, we look at people that seemingly have what we are desiring to be, have, or do, and they're, in our opinion, they're not nice people, they're not good people. What I would do if I was that successful is this. What I would choose, like, that's a moot energy wasted on something that isn't even for you. What you want to do is go in and look at, okay, what am I desiring? What is standing in the way? There's generally a belief or a pattern of thought about yourself. And how can I move forward now, releasing some of these blocks? It really is all about you. And then the next card was autumn. In the fall, everything comes together. So we are heavy into that. That's why there's miracles possible. This is the time when things are starting to come together. People are coming together. The country is coming together, but it doesn't look like that, because what you're being fed is only dissension and, well, I'm not going to hold it here all day for it to come into focus. Dissension and division and anger and all of that. The powers that were want us to stay focused on that stuff, because then they can do on the other side whatever they want to do, because we're focusing on all the injustices and all the things. What if everybody, every single person that came into this lifetime brought in their own stuff that they wanted to learn with the players that they agreed to play with, so that they could learn what they chose? Then there's no victims. There's no unfairness, because they are playing out what they needed in this lifetime. That's a power stance. That's not wishing, hoping, whining about how things are different, how everybody's mean to me and nobody loves me and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, nope. What did I design this for? How can I grow with it? And what can I learn so I can let it go and focus more easily on what I desire to be, have, do, and create in this world? You came in this lifetime for a very specific purpose, and certainly not by accident. So what does that look like for you? What do you want to focus on? Now is when it will become clear. Renewing your life, radiant vitality is filling my life. As you are more aware of what it is you brought through to give your life some balance and learning opportunities, you can then step into a renewal every time you choose. Everything that causes you any consternation, any questioning about yourself, then you get to release that and walk in a new way. Every choice you make is a new way of walking. You can choose to be the victim, or you can choose to be the victor. You can choose to learn and grow and expand with any of the stuff that's coming up. So know that these energies are out there for all of us. If someone snaps at you, do your best to have the grace to let that go, knowing that you're probably kind of feeling like snappy too, and you may snap back. It happens, but it's a wise decision to go back and repair what happens so that you can move on in greater harmony within yourself. That's what forgiveness is about. You can forgive you for maybe not being perfect and walking with the love and light that you always want to choose. So what does that look like for you? I think we are complete for this beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Andrew. And